What is going on, guys? My name is Seapeekay, one of the hosts of all things MCC, and we are back already with another team's predictions video because MCC Scuffed was announced as an April 1st event. It appears that it's going to be non-canon, as you would hope for something called MCC Scuffed, which is going to mean that we have no idea what the games are going to be like. We have no idea how much teams are going to try, meaning that my predictions are probably going to be even worse than last time, where they were absolutely horrendous. Thank you so much. Let's get into the teams and we'll talk about something very cool that we released last week. So before I talk about the Red Rabbits, even though you can already see the team, last week or a couple of weeks ago, we released the MCC Fantasy Predictions League, where you guys can do exactly what I do in this video, which gives you guys a chance to compete in a fun league where you get points for predicting the placements of all the teams. The first one went absolutely incredibly, and we had over 2,500 entrants, which is wild. And every time we do one of these videos, we're going to have the link to the new one in the description. So if you take a look in the description of this video, there will be a link that you can follow to go ahead and make your predictions. Now, it doesn't close until 1 hour before MCC, so if you do want to wait for the games to be announced, then you can do that. But you can also edit your response. You do not have to submit your response again. You can simply edit your previous response. So fill it out now and then change it later if you feel like it. And without further ado, let's get into the teams and all my predictions. Up first, we got the Red Rabbits, made up of Hannah Rose, Sylvie, Tapple, and G. Now again, this one we really don't know the games. We don't even know what MCC Scuffed means. There's been a million predictions. Lots of people thinking we're going to bring Skyblockle back, or they're going to bring Foot Race back. I am hoping for something like it's all remixes. I'm hoping for like MCC, but it's 9 remix games and it's just absolute chaos. With that being said, this team's obviously very strong. It's great to have Hannah back in. I know Hannah, I was a little disappointed about not getting to be in the first event back. So cool to see Hannah jump back in, even if it is a non-canon event. G had an incredible performance in the last event as well, so great to see her back and in fine form as well. The addition of Sylvie, who had such a fantastic season 2, and Tapple, who does have some inconsistencies in placement, but everyone knows Tapple's an absolute beast, and he's been grinding Minecraft speedrun ranked, so he's probably even more competitive than usual right now. Absolute banger team to be massively feared in all things PvP, and we'll see how they do in the event. Next up, we got the Orange Ocelots, made up of In the Littlewood, Rambo, Karakorvus, and Sneak Snag. This is a really cool team. I think this dynamic will be great. I think that they're going to be super fun. Martin's always a funny guy doing like bits and skits while he's playing, and I'm sure Rambo, Sneak, and Kara are going to get involved with that stuff. But again, Rambo, absolutely stellar performance in the last MCC. Like, really, really standout. And if that's the kind of energy we're going to be bringing into this season, then Rambo could absolutely be a contender for one of the better players this season. At this point, we know how good this team is and we know how good this team can be. So without further ado, let's move on to Yellow. The Yellow Yaks, made up of Filza, Amesy, Solidarity, and Blushy. Now, this is cool. Love to see Blushy getting back in the mix of MCC events as well. And Jimmy as well played well in his last event. I think he's a little disappointed with how he did. I know that to get to the other side is giving him nightmares at the moment, because I saw him yesterday and he literally told me that he can't stop thinking about it. But I think Jimmy did great. Filza and Amesy, always good teammates to have. The vibes will be good with this team. Statistically, it's not one of the strongest teams. But again, as of right now, like, we have no idea what Scuffed means. Scuffed could be the most wacky event we've ever had. So anything can happen. And I really think that any team can win it. I'm going to have to make my predictions based off of it being a regular MCC and just hope that that pans out well. Next up, we got the Lime Llamas, made up of Awesome Dude, Skeppy, Bad Boy, Halo, and Ponk. And we still say it's a Dream SMP team, even though the Dream SMP isn't around anymore. Don't know, but it would be. Great to see these guys. I think Sam is currently in Florida, so maybe he'll be playing from there. So I'm not sure whether that will affect him or not. No idea. Skeppy's back. It's fun to see Skeppy in the mix every now and again. But Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo have like a great friendship, and they've like played games together for a really long time. So team synergy will not be an issue for this team. Ponk had a slightly underwhelming first event back, but I don't think that that's going to affect him from popping off in this one. I'm not even sure if teams are going to practice for this event. I think it would be fun still to get the practice streams in. I really love when it's MCC season and the teams are doing 4-man practice streams and stuff. I'm definitely going to be trying to do that for my team this event. Spoiler, I'm in the event. So let's hope other teams are on it as well, and we can bring back some hype for the early part of MCC Season 3. And the last team for day 1 is Punz, Krinios, Orion Sound, and Becky Amon. For some reason, the sheet decided not to give Becky a photo. Don't know why. I could put it in myself, but I'm not gonna. Unless Neb edits this, in which case he might. I don't know. So Punz is absolutely the standout player on this team. He got 9th place in the last event, which if I know Punz, he probably wasn't super happy with. I feel like Punz is definitely a top 5 player, and he'll be looking to try and reclaim that title in the upcoming event. I feel like we haven't seen Krinios for a little while, so it's always good to see him back in. And Bekiamon is actually coming off the back of a pretty strong performance, coming in 22nd place in the last event. Overall, again, this team could be a scary one. I do think it's a little reliant on Punz being a bit of a pop-off player. Krinios has had some inconsistencies in scores as well, somewhat like Tapple. Krinios has had incredible performances, but then they've had some underwhelming ones as well. It's all going to depend on what happens on the day. But a fun team to watch for sure. I just can't wait to find out what the games are going to be. The first team of day 2, it's the CyanKoes. It's Pizza Hut and me again. This time mixed up with False Symmetry and Pearlescent Moon. Now, interestingly, I've seen some threads on the Reddit that think that Pearl has absolutely massive pop-off potential this season. And I agree. Pearl is a great player who I think might actually be a little bit slept on. A little bit underrated. False, coming off that win, going to be looking for another back-to-back. I think it would make False one of the first ever back-to-back winners, even if it would be canon, non-canon. And I think I just said back-to-back winners. I mean double back-to-back winners, because False already has a back-to-back. Great to be running it back with Pete. I feel so confident with Pete. I didn't have an incredible event last time, and I will be looking to get better at that for this one. Hopefully we get some of our fun games back, like Hole in the Wall. That would be nice to have in the mix. Parkour Warrior maybe come back. The scuffed version of Parkour Warrior would be fun, where we just play the old map. That'd be fun. But I'm super excited for this team. I do think we have a shot at winning it. A little bit biased maybe, but I still think it's a great team, and I'm looking forward to playing. Next up, Aquaacts Ocelots, made up of Tubbo, Connor Eats Pants, Antfrost, and Red Velvet Cake. We know that Antfrost is absolutely very, very competitive. Tubbo may still be in the Tubathon. Somehow he has kept it alive. They're on day 23 at the time of me recording this, which is wild. Connor, again, I don't know how much Minecraft Connor plays, but I know he hasn't been in much MCC related for a while. And again, Velvet has had mixed responses in the actual events, some slightly stronger than others in performance rating. But you can't rule them out. I think they got underrated quite heavily in the last event, and Antfrost went on to get 4th place individually. So, but I did see that Antfrost said, I'll be drinking with Tubbo this time. So who knows how that'll go. We'll find out. All will be revealed for MCC Scuffed. Next up, we got the Bluebats or the Empire's team. Smager, Gemini, Taze, Smallish Beans, and Fwip. Now, Smallish Beans was having internet issues in the last event. I'm not sure if he's still going to be having those. Good to see Fwip back in. I always stand by Gem being one of the best bow players in the event. And Scott actually had a really good event last time, so I'm sure he's hoping to build on that. But MCC Scuffed is going to be a really fun one, I'm sure. I'm imagining Scott's going to have some wacky outfit for this one, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. Purple Pandas is Fire Breathman, Crytek Zeus, Dr. Gluon, and Vixella. Super cool to see the almost Simmers back, but this time they're Fire Breathman. So it's going to be an interesting one. Zeus went on his massive pop-off arc. Zeus got so much better at Minecraft, so much better at MCC in general, and I think this is going to be a great team for him. Fire Breathman absolutely popped off in the last event, getting 6th place individually, and everyone, like, there was one team that got voted 10th place the most in the last event, and that was Fire Breathman's team, and they all played really, really well and ended up finishing 6th, absolutely smashing people's predictions into smithereens. So you never know what Fire Breathman can do. You never know what his team can do. Let's see what happens. Purple Pandas. I mean, it's not going to be a hashtag not last for the Simmers this time, I can tell you that much. And the last team one I'm so excited about, Pink Parrots, Jojo Solos, Grian, LD Shadow Lady, and Shubble. LD Shadow Lady didn't play in Season 2, so it's so great to see Lizzie back in Season 3. Even if it is for a non-canon, I know Lizzie doesn't super like all the competitive side of it, but does enjoy playing in the fun events. It's going to be such a cool dynamic to see Jojo teaming with Lizzie. Grian thrown in there in the mix as well. This is a great team, especially if we're going to see things like Buildmark come back. Who really knows? Are we going to see Bingo come back? Who really knows? All I know is that I can see this team doing really well. It's going to be a super fun team. I think it'll probably be one of the nicest POVs to watch from any of the POVs. I think it's going to be chill vibes, good fun, and I cannot wait to watch them compete. So now you've seen all the teams, it's time for me to do my predictions. So last time, I actually only got 6 points in the Fantasy League, which means I got 2 teams 1 place off, which is not good. So the leaderboard will also be linked below, and if you want to make your team predictions, you can do it in the link below as well. But for now, I'm going to do mine the same way I always do, on a notepad, and I'll add them to the predictions game later. So let me have a quick think and I'll get back to you guys. All right, I think I have an order that I am happy with. Maybe not. Again, this one's going to be so dependent on what the event is that these might change very dramatically. But for now, I've gone for yellow 10, lime 9, purple 8, aqua 7, orange 6, green 5, pink 4, red 3, blue 2, cyan 1. Yep, that's right. I'm putting my own team first place because I really think we have a shot at it. That's it. Those are my predictions for now. Looking forward to seeing what you guys think. Leave them in the comments anyway, even if you do put it into the predictions game as well. I have been Seapeekay. Thank you so much for watching All Things MCC. We're getting so close to 100k, guys. I really would appreciate if you guys subscribed. Have a little check that you are subbed, because we're so close. I've been Seapeekay, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.